I'm so proud of y'all. You just don't know. I never thought a dream. I couldn't even think about what was going to happen with my children. You know what I'm saying? Just coming up with, I was with a baby myself, almost. And so, I'm so proud of you all. Y'all have made great accomplishments. I'm thankful. I'm sure depending on you, and it probably ain't gonna even be here. And she knows she number 22. But anyway, you know, you just do well, be obedient. Try to look into the word, what God's will is for your life. Don't just let people be in your head. That's what I always tell them. Don't let nobody in your head but yourself. If you mess up. Just do that. Mm-hmm. But I'm thankful to y'all. Thankful y'all coming today and see me. That's all I told them I wanted to do was see you all. Because I ain't seen y'all, a bunch of y'all in a long time. And but I'm grateful for that. And our truly friend. We trust and believe in him in obedience. That's what we didn't get to learn earlier. Obedience to his will. Mm-hmm. And then we can live a good, decent life.
Amen.
You know, so, but I just want to thank you all. Like I told Cher, I'm so proud of y'all. You just don't know. I never thought a dream. I couldn't even think about what was going to happen with my children. You know what I'm saying? Just coming up with, I was with a baby myself, almost. And so, I'm so proud of you all. Y'all have made great accomplishments.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and always joined by my wonderful co-host,
Henderson.
Henderson. So you are Hen today, right? You're not an alter ego.
No, not right now.
Not right now. All right. Well, everyone, thank you all for watching the show. Thank you for tuning in. I know this is a special Sunday. The game is going on. All right. So go Eagles, right? Whoop, whoop. All right, but if you're not an Eagles fan, it doesn't matter. The color green is always beautiful because cannabis is green, and this is the Holistic Cannabis Show. And we're going to have a wonderful, episode today, hopefully, and share some information that you might not know or some information that you already know and you want to hear our opinion. We always have a full opinion of this, everything that's going on in the world, including what's going on with the unfair cannabis laws and the unfair injustices in our system that we have today lined up. And we need to change it. We need to get out and vote. We need to get out and, peaceful protest is always great. And we need to advocate more for things that are going on in and around America, not just in Georgia, but we are all incorporated in the United States of America. So we all should have some say so in how we all react and interact with each other in the different states. So saying all of that, our show's topic today is the injustice of cannabis laws and the injustice in the system with Mr. Tyree Nicho. So if you all are, waiting to hear what's going to happen, like we all are with the police officers, we just need to bear in mind that, these are jobs that everybody do, and we don't expect people to die and, certain things like that. I'm not the judge over anyone. I can't, make things mysteriously happen. We can't bring his life back, but we can ensure that this does not ever happen again. All right. So, Mr. Henderson, can you tell everyone the outlets of where they can share the show? Because we always want you to share the show. We like to go viral just like any other, news or information show podcast that you already watch. You all can help us out, Mr. Henderson.
Sure. Instagram, Twitter, Fire Stick Roku, Facebook, YouTube, Roku, and Periscope. You want to look for Manifest TV. And then after you put that in, go look for Status Network, and then look for the Holistic Cannabis Show. If you want to call in, 470-251-4647.
All right, you heard it here. All right, so I wanted to give a big shout out to my grandmother, who you all saw at the beginning of the show. She passed away this past week, and we want to send our condolences to the family. My father there on the right, and my aunt and all of the other family members, my uncle Ian, and everyone who was by her side. And, unfortunately, I'm not in Texas, so I wasn't able to be there, but I am sending a big love, hugs and kisses to the family, and hopefully see you all soon. Again, the episode is about the injustice. The system is all crazy, right? So we just here in Georgia just got the approval to have dispensaries opening up here in Georgia. And it's kind of crazy because we've been waiting since 2019, for this to happen. We were there for the signing by the governor, Kemp, to allow low dose THC oil, which I have another objection to because that bill did not include the dispensing and where to get this information or these oils from. And on top of that, they're recommending a child's dose for medical cannabis to adults. And I have a big problem with that because low dose 5% is not the typical. Okay, 20% is what the black market sells. Okay, so 5% is not even it's not even going to do anything for a person, especially those with cancer. And as I state in my class and my courses, and it's included in the book with references, that high doses of THC helps to proliferate the life of cancer cells and tumor cells. So why is it that we're giving a person who has epileptic seizures 5% THC oil, mainly young adults and children, the same dose that you were going to give an end-stage patient with cancer, that same dose? So I do have a problem with the laws here. I don't think that they're fair, and I think that someone is practicing without a license. Somebody is practicing medicine, and we will get to the bottom of it, and we will try to advocate and change those laws that are on the books at this point of time. Mr. Henderson, what do you think about that?
Well, I guess I would have to know if, even though they said you can only have 5% THC oil dispensed on a card, excuse me, if they're giving you 20 ounces at a time, does that change the whole volume to 5%, or are you going 5% in each ounce, in each serving? If you 5% in each serving, then you 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, 5% until you over there like this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Until you get what you need, right? But if it's 5%
in the whole entire
thing,
mm-hmm.
Oh man, well, how many of those whole things can you get? How often can you renew your prescription? What it's gonna do is create a codependency.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What it's gonna do is mean that you have to spend more money to get the effect.
Or what it can mean is that they need to get a specialist in to be able to accommodate increasing the dosage or the percentage of THC to other patients, depending on their bio-individual pathology or their disease that has something to do with how that individual relates to cannabis and can handle cannabis, and a ratio formulation to be able to ratio a formula specific bio-individual for that particular patient and their pathology. It also is going to open up the need for more medical cannabis health coaches so that more medical cannabis patients are able to be watched or monitored on a weekly or bi-weekly basis by these medical cannabis health coaches that I do teach, and we wrote the curriculum for that. So the need is out here for the changes to be included. Have they reached out to us to get information? No, they have not. Are they willing to reach out and get the information? That's the big question. Or are they going off of other states' laws and rules? We do know that the dispensing license was approved, and we're going to watch a video about what's going on with the licenses in the state of Georgia after this.
Welcome back. Today, medical marijuana in Georgia remains in limbo. Last night, state lawmakers gave 2 companies the green light to manufacture and distribute oil, but there is still no timeline yet on when that could start. 11 Alive's Beth Yates talked to families who say they're frustrated trying to get the help doctors say they need.
This is 7 years of frustration to get to this point, but at least we're finally, hopefully, making progress.
Atlanta resident Shannon Cloud says for years her family has been battling for legal access to medical cannabis, but to no avail.
We got involved in this fight because of our daughter who has seizures, and through this process we learned just how many people there are in Georgia that need this medicine and can truly benefit from it.
Cloud says the oil can help her daughter speak and think more clearly, but access feels impossible.
We passed a law that said that we could possess the oil, but we have no way to legally purchase it in Georgia, and so families have had to get really creative, often breaking state and federal laws in order to get their hands on it. And quite frankly, many people haven't been willing to take that risk.
And she's hoping that it all changes soon.
All in favor of the motion say aye.
During a meeting this afternoon, the Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Commission gave Botanical Sciences LLC and True Leaf Georgia Inc. the final approval for licenses to manufacture and distribute the medicine. They also approved rules to regulate their organization and how patients can receive the medicine.
The notable and newsworthy item in the milestones for the commission is the issuance of our Class 1 production licenses.
And Cloud hopes the votes mean that the companies will soon finally be able to begin the process.
The idea that there will be potentially 30 or more locations spread around the state that patients have the ability to go to and have different options is just incredible.
The governor would still have to sign off on all of these aspects. No word yet on if or when that will be done. The back and forth over medical marijuana has now spanned 7+ years in Georgia, like you just heard, impacting an estimated 25,000 people here on the registry waiting to get access. For more on the progress and where things stand right now, check out this story on 11alive.com.
All right. So you guys heard it here. There are finally going to be open up dispensaries. And so you all already seen that Haley's Hope and a lot of the other CBD oils or ratio oils, low dose THC oils are approved. But who they had in mind? They had children with epilepsy and with seizures. So for me, myself, I am suffering from multiple sclerosis. I have a condition that involves attacking my nervous system. So it's an autoimmune disorder, and it is, something that the medical cannabis is great for. In the law here in Georgia, it's only great for people who are in horrible stages of it. And multiple sclerosis can go from different stages, especially the kind that I have, relapsing remittance. I have now some new leg braces because it's been taking some time and my health is kind of getting there, is going in and out. But because I am able to get access now in the state of Georgia, I feel like I should do a lot better, even though a lot of people seem to give me or try to help me out with the low dose THC oil already in other states like California, where I'm also a card holder. It's hard, and it has been a struggle getting the medical cannabis dosage and the strain that is beneficial for a person with multiple sclerosis. So we do have our different strains that we do try out, and we have dispensaries that we do already visit and go to in different states. But the thing about having it here in the state that you live in is more than a blessing. So big thanks to the dispensaries, the commission, even though the laws are what they are at this point, but we want to say a big thank you to those who are going ahead and getting this thing done. There has been lots of rumors of this may be turning around or, not going forward. But we want to say thank you because now we are or can get the oils or the cannabis that we need. Even though we do feel like, again, the oil is not the only route of administration that should be made. You can make your own edibles. They are banning edibles in the state of Georgia, which is not something that I agree with as well, because a lot of elderly do not like the taste. A lot of kids do not like the taste.
Are they banning selling edibles?
Selling edibles.
That still don't mean that a person who
can't make their own.
the oil can't make their own edibles.
Right. And then that is, leading up to another, issue with law enforcement. And we already know what's going on with law enforcement at this time right now. And a lot of people are so brainwashed to the ideology of cannabis being able to help your body, being able to help and being a fulfillment in the endocannabinoid system. At this time, like I said before, I have multiple sclerosis and I'm having an active flare. But I believe because of the amount of THC oil that I've been able to possess, I've been able to maintain my health and wellness, and being able to maintain that is a big step for me. But like I said before, having it in the state that you live in is actually the plus. So we want to watch this quick video on what's going on with cannabis in Georgia.
Bring medical marijuana to thousands of people across the state. Tonight, the companies hoping to operate in the state were given the green light to do that, along with the rules they'll have to follow. Trulieve Georgia Incorporated and Botanical Sciences LLC. Right now, they have plans to operate in 4 parts of Georgia, including Marietta. Atlanta News First Tyree Cooper is there live tonight. And Tori, there's still some controversy over this, but these 2 companies say they're ready to move forward.
Yeah, Rick, and we're seeing that progress right here on the ground tonight in Marietta. When we got out here, we noticed this sign out here in front of this building, Trulieve Medical Marijuana Dispensary. Trulieve is one of the businesses that was approved to dispense medical marijuana in the state of Georgia, and construction's already underway inside. And advocates I spoke to tonight say they're just hoping their doors can finally open.
We've been at this for a very, very long time. And, we waiting, we're still waiting.
Sebastian Cott needs a legal way to access medical marijuana.
So I have to find a way to get the cannabis. I have to, break some laws and do what I have to do as a dad to see my son stay alive.
He's talking about Jagger, his son, who suffers from a rare neurological disorder, making him immobile.
And now, finally, hopefully in the next month and a half, we should have some dispensaries here.
And tonight, hope for Jagger, as the Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Commission Board laying out the rules for 2 Georgia companies getting the green light. Trulieve Georgia Incorporated and Botanical Sciences LLC will have to stay on top of quality control, product tracking, labeling, dispensing, locations, and enforcement. But licensing companies in Georgia comes with controversy.
There were, for lack of a better word, issues with the awarding process of the licenses.
Attorney Jerome Lee is representing Georgia Atlas. It's one of 24 medical companies suing Georgia after they said they were denied licensing.
The state has elected to proceed forward, even though the litigation is still pending. And in theory, you could have a court order that undoes all of this.
As for Sebastian and Jagger,
our process honestly was a mess. And I'm not surprised with our lawsuit. I'm really not surprised. And I just hope that it's not going to hold up the entire process.
Now, it was a very swift process in the commission's meeting today, and the commission also says that each company will be able to operate up to 5 dispensary locations. Reporting live in Marietta, I'm Tyree Cooper, Atlanta News First.
Thanks, Tori. Atlanta.
Well,
Well,
to sketchy situation, man. That sounds a little sketchy right there.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, is it more people that need access to the medication than people who need access to the business?
Right. So it's right now it's about money versus the medical health of individuals who are really struggling.
Didn't I been telling y'all that? We, marijuana, cannabis, whatever you're going to call it these days, is all about some money. Right? I've been telling y'all that. I've been telling y'all that for 3 years.
Right.
The reason why Georgia is slow to be how they going to be is because of the money. They're not worried about Y'all said they worry about morals. They ain't worried about the moral side of the discussion. Are they worried about the values? They ain't worried about no values, man.
Wow.
They worried about the money. You know why they worried about the money? Go look up Truliev's demographic of the dispensaries and the number of dispensaries that they own. Just go look up how many they own in Florida.
Right.
Now, I ain't saying nothing bad about it because I'm a capitalist. I'm all about if you're going to open a business, you might as well open it to make some money.
Make some money.
Right? I'm all about that. I'm all about that life, right? But Trulieve in Florida have over 90 dispensaries. In Georgia, they can only have,
Florida. Yeah.
They can only have 5. So those 5 is basically a test pilot.
Right.
To see how well the market performs.
Right.
The 5% THC oil, you might not don't want to hear it, but maybe it's a test pilot.
Yeah.
To
And
see
it's
how
here.
the market gonna do. Whenever something new comes to market, there's always a trial phase, right?
Right.
You have a trial phase that the general public don't know nothing about. And then you have another trial phase that says, okay, let's just see.
Yep.
Right? So they strategically allowed these places
Right.
to open up in certain places.
Right.
Right? What's important about the city of Marietta and why should they have a dispensary versus Atlanta proper?
Right.
The reason why? Because Dobbs Air Force Base is in Marietta. You ain't robbing Trulieve in Marietta.
Yep.
Not. Okay? The other one is in Poole, Georgia. Go look at the map. Poole, Georgia is not far away from the coast. It's medical treatment.
Right.
Right? It's not far from the coast. Get some oil and go sit on the beach about it. Right?
Oils, though. You know, we
Oils,
believe in the whole plant. What are they extracting from the oil? When we talk about it in our courses, we talk about the CBG, we talk about CBN, we talk about THCV, we talk about all of the other cannabinoids that are necessary for the full functioning and the entourage effect of medical cannabis and the whole plant itself. So when you're talking about extracting and making it into an oil, what are you taking out of it? Is it really becoming medicine, or is it going to be something that is commercialized and deemed to the popular majority, minority, however you want to call them, because they are minorities that are taking over this industry, where it was the for lack of better words, the black and brown community's way of life. And so what we're trying to do is ensure that they're not tainting the medication in order to, what you call yourself, a capitalist, and making it into something that is supposed to benefit the pockets before benefiting the health. And it is dear to me because of my current condition. And I can't speak on this topic. A lot of people don't speak on a topic because they don't have a qualifying health condition, or they do have it, or someone they know have a qualifying condition. This is dear to me because this is my health that you're talking about. You're talking about how I can treat myself and how I can get better and how I can deem to be a better person and have a better quality of life. You're taking that from me. So we're personal at this point.
Well, I mean, what percentage of THC do you think is going to make your life better?
Well, it takes me actually having to experiment or explore my options. And like you said, starting with the low dose will probably be beneficial. And for those who already have been medicating with cannabis, this is going to be something like a person comes from California. And of course, a lot of people are migrating to the South from California and those states that are, having some issues. And so they are coming with the just that they've already been able to grow plants and have plants in their backyards. Now, how are we going to accommodate those people? Is anybody thinking about this? Is the commission thinking this all the way through? Because we definitely need to have a plan set aside for those patients that are from California who have a medical recommendation and they're told they can grow up to 6 plants or have flower. So now what do you do when it comes to this? Are we breaking a law again? Are you setting us up for failure? Are we going back to the era? Well, they're moving from California because of wildfires and things that are going on in California. So what do you do?
Because every state's law is different. If you're from California and you done got accustomed to that California way of treating yourself and the California cannabis and all of that there, if you move in here, then you ain't moving to no place that's like California.
Right.
Georgia just recently was cool with even letting you have it in the state at all.
Right. Right.
So they ain't finna open it up at 100%. They're not just gonna go full blast.
Okay.
Georgia ain't never been a full blast deal like
we
that.
know already because, of course, the laws are 5% THC oil, which is not helping.
Right.
It'll help a child. I take that back. It will help a child's dose. It will help when it comes to cancer patients. I feel like there should be a little bit more than 5%.
It depends on what they body call for. But if you coming from California and you growing 5 plants in your closet, I mean, who really checking for that? Who? They send police to your house? They're not really checking for that. So that's part of probably some things don't need to be told what you're doing.
Well, I think that, they should at least have some type of reciprocity in place for those who are traveling to an outside city or state.
Well, that would actually require something to be done on a federal level and not at a state level.
Right. So we're still waiting on federal legalization.
If you move it to a federal level, then the federal level is going to supersede, and then you won't need reciprocity anyway.
Okay.
Because the federal law will supersede that, right? So while the advocates and the politicians is having a me versus them little skirmish over state, man, y'all need to be focused on Fed.
Okay.
Focus on the federal legalization.
There you go.
Don't just stop at your state now, because your state, guess what? Those players in the game going to be changing.
That's right. All right. So in the news with medical cannabis, we have some things going on and some more research and stuff to be done to help out in the industry, and we're going to show those flyers and the information. And all right, so there is also some information about events going on in Georgia. If you all do not know, the Hemp God Life is hosting high-end music partners Hypnosis 4, and this is for the the House of what is that?
The House of the Hempocalypse.
Yes. All right. So coming soon. Get your info. Get ready. This is an 18 and over event. All right. So tens of thousands of commercial truckers are leaving the workforce over outdated marijuana testing requirements.
Wow.
All right. Does legalization result in an increase in psychosis-related healthcare claims? We bet you know the answer. And it's time for the Department of Justice to deliver the pardon certificates that President Biden promised last fall. New Jersey is making plans for cannabis consumption lounges. Congratulations, New Jersey. Does cannabis smoke impact lungs the same as tobacco? A new study takes a closer look at this burning question, and it does not. And in health, weed is not a gateway drug, says the new study. And there is more hemp world festivals. The Atlanta Hemp World Festival will be taking place here in Georgia, in Atlanta. So get your tickets to become a sponsor. The link is below so that you can get more information. Become a sponsor of this great event. LNK. All right. All right. So the high-end music partners again has having a Sacred Sundays in the House Orama. There is, the DJ Question Detroit, the Hemp God Life from NYC, and DJ Tony Jakes from Chicago. All right, so y'all tune in, get involved, show some support. All right, and then in politics, history is made. Mississippi's first medical cannabis or medical marijuana dispensary opens for business, and that is amazing. Mississippi Cannabis Trade Association Executive Director Melvin Robinson III greets medical marijuana patient Debbie McDermott outside the cannabis company dispensary in Brookhaven, Mississippi on Wednesday afternoon. All right, Mississippi.
That's right outside of Jackson.
All right. And we want to send our condolences and rest easy to Mr. David Crosby. The High Times family will be joining others around the world and smoking one in your honor. And Mr. David Crosby was a big advocate in medical cannabis, or just cannabis in general, because it's fun, he says, with the cackle. Getting high is fun. People who get high are fun. Marijuana is fun, and I like to have fun in my life. So a big shout out to you, Mr. Crosby, and may you rest in peace. All right. And in other news, we have Mr. Tyree Nichols, who was beaten. And, at least, it's a big, sad thing that happened to him. He was, he wasn't our father yet, was he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was a father, and those were the 5 police officers that they were charged. They were bailed out. They were? Yeah, they were bailed out. They made bail. They will, because they have, police, family and, police, control. They probably were able to get out because of that. And so forth. Mr. Henderson, what do you know about this? You're from Memphis, so tell us what you know about it.
I know one of the officers that was involved in that.
Oh wow! How do you know?
I'm sure that quite a few other people know the other officers that was also involved in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
The particular 5 officers belong to a special forces unit.
Okay.
Called the Scorpion Unit.
Oh.
All right. And so, you have multiple departments working inside of the Memphis Police Department, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have your regular street police, right? Traffic cops, PTST, PS2. So with the Scorpion deal, they're a little bit more slightly aggressive, right, in their approach to dealing with the neighborhood. They're not customer service, all right, at all. That ain't what they get paid for.
Right.
They're more along the lines of, if I tell you to get out your car and lay down on the ground, get out your car and lay down on the ground. If not, we ain't gonna tell you too many times to lay down on the ground. We're just gonna put you on the ground.
Wow.
Right? That's on one side of it. Now, given that Memphis has had a bad rap in crime, stealing, killing, carjacking, man, Memphis been wilding, all right? Memphis been wilding. So the citizens was demanding that MPD, or Memphis Police Department, do something more strict. So they did something more strict. And unfortunately, those strict people that wanted things to be strict, sometimes it comes with a cost.
Right.
Because when you approve a gang unit to operate and they start acting like a gang, that's what you ask for. At the same time, should those officers have showed some kind of compassion or restraint or dealt with the situation one traffic person at a time? But what do you do when you pull over 100 people and all 100 people are belligerent? You don't separate them at a time. You have to blanket process the situation.
Well, I still go back to profiling. There are certain types of people, and I took criminal justice before. The neighborhood is what the neighborhood is. I understand, but everyone in the neighborhood that's a young adult, right, old people stay in the neighborhood, and if they see a young adult, a young man in general, or a car that seems like it belongs to a young man in the car, that makes people or police more, wanting to stop or find out what this individual is doing. Thus, making
old
it.
People is the one that's saying MPD need to be more strict. How about that?
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. So if the elderly people are voicing that they don't feel safe in their neighborhood and they want their police to come do something about it, how much crying can you do when they do something about it?
Okay. But yeah, 5 against 1.
Yeah,
that was a bit
but
much.
Still, that's how gangs operate. You ain't never seen a gang move where just everybody had their one-on-one and that was it. Right?
Okay.
That's a gang.
Oh,
all right. Memphis Police Department is a gang.
All right. We'd like to hear what you all got to say. Please comment or call us. Mr. Henderson, what is that number?
470-251-4647.
Bam.
But okay, and while we waiting on the people to call though, you know what I'm saying? Now, the sad part is that a young man that never had no run-ins with the police was killed. But that's starting to be a repetitive story in all of the cases that's happening. So now that requires it to be looked at on a larger scale, larger than just the individuals that it's happening to. We have to take an approach to look at the whole approach to policing as it relates to the citizens.
Right.
Now, just because I knew a couple of them officers don't mean that them officers lived in that neighborhood. That don't mean that them officers lived in that community. I feel like that if you're going to hire people to work in a certain community, they should be from that community. Because the ones that's from that community, they know that, oh man, that's just Razor, the neighborhood wino. He ain't gonna bother nobody. But if you get Officer Martinez from Germantown or Bartlett, where they don't have that going on out there, and make him an officer in that same neighborhood, Razor gonna always be hassled.
Okay.
By Martinez.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? So I think the whole approach to policing kind of needs to be a little bit more demilitarized.
All right. Well, there was protest here in Atlanta. The governor called a national state of emergency. A state of emergency for Georgia. And so, yeah, I don't know how that went, but we'll talk about that on the next episode. How about that?
Well, the protests been more or less, they've been nonviolent.
Right.
Like the day that they released this tape back home.
That was expecting riots.
Nah, man, they actually told the police don't show up. And the police didn't show up. There was no looting. Right? Because if the police would have been there, then that would have inflamed the situation for sure.
Right.
So no officers was really there around that area, that immediate vicinity, should I say.
Okay.
Because they was in the neighborhood, but they took more of a stand back, just watch
situation. All right. Well, we have a quick video we're going to watch, and we're going to show part of this. If you all have kids around, you know, you can cover their eyes, or however, viewer discretion is advised.
Memphis police have just released the footage from the death of Tyree Nicho. We're going to play it for you now, but we want to let you know that we have not seen the video because we felt it was important to watch it in real time with you, the viewers. Because of this, we want to warn you, though, there will likely be profanities, a lot of profanities, and emphasize that we've already learned this video is incredibly graphic, violent, and very disturbing. We also know that the Memphis police have redacted some parts to cover license plates and faces of people unrelated to this incident. We will play it now.
You get your ass blows the fuck off! Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out the fucking car! Damn, I didn't do anything! Hey, hold the fucking ass! Hey, I didn't hurt him! Ass around! Alright. On the ground! Alright, bitch! You don't do that, okay? Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground! Okay. Tase your ass! Alright, I'm on the ground. Lay down! Yes, sir. Please tase on the ground! I think to tase you! Get on the ground! Lay down! One! Now! Tase him! Alright, okay. Break your shit. Okay, dude, damn! Turn the fuck around. Put your fucking hands on your back! Bitch, put your hands behind your back! Okay, stop. I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck out. You guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down. I'm just trying to go home. Lay down. Man, if you don't lay down. I am on the ground. Put your hand on your stomach. I got it. Swear. Okay. Get the fuck back. Stop. I'm not doing it. Please. Oh, shit. 2938, where it rains at Ross. Taser was deployed. Suspect is running down Ross. Young male, black, slim build, blue jeans, and a hoodie. Southbound on Ross, where we last saw him.
Check, any charges on him?
What's that? I got you. All right, hang on. Ready? All right, just straight. One of the prongs hit the bastard. All right, your car is right in front of you. This is my car. Grab my water. All right, hang on. Where's your water? I can't see shit. Okay, I got you. Get my water? Yeah, right here. Negative 2938. Where are my damn glasses at?
If you've just been joining us right now, we're watching the first video that's been released by the city of Memphis in the takedown, the arrest, and later brutal beating of Tyree Nichols. This is the first video. What we saw was the initial traffic stop. Police here said that they had pulled him over for reckless driving, but even the chief of police has said there was no evidence showing that he was driving recklessly. What we have taken away so far from these first critical moments is that Tyree Nichols, when he comes out of that car, it sounds like incredibly afraid and incredibly confused as police take him out and put him on the ground and attempt to tase him, handcuff him before he then runs away.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
All right, so y'all heard it here. We got a caller. Let's see what's going on.
Let's see what it is. Holistic Cannabis Show. What's up? Hello.
I'm trying to understand one thing.
Trying to understand one thing.
Trying to understand. We're going to help you understand.
Hey, y'all.
How are you doing?
Hold on.
Hold on just a second. Oh, what you do? I can't hear you. Oh. Okay, hold on a second.
Hold
we gotta
on, I'm
put
trying to fix it so we can hear you. Okay, I'm gonna hang up. You call right back. I'm gonna hang up. Call right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we had a caller that called in, and she was gonna ask questions
right
about.
back so y'all can hear the call.
Right.
I want y'all to hear this.
All right. So, Mr. Henderson.
And so what happens is a lot of the times, back home and
There we go.
Holistic Cannabis Show, hello.
Okay, so I just watched the video of the live poll that was on the street, the camera on the street.
Okay.
I'm echoing.
It's okay.
It was very horrific to watch. It made me very angry because I have brothers, I have cousins, they're males.
Right.
We can't trust the police anymore, even though I work beside them. You can't trust them anymore. And for them to sit there and just beat him the way they beat him was crazy. So you saying 15 to 60 years? No, they need life.
Yeah.
They took his life. They need life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well,
there's a lot to be said, and I can't do it all of it on air.
Very rare will we hear that a police officer that's involved in a killing like that is gonna get life. Okay. There is a law that's actually on the book. I think it's the subject matter is around the right to kill law. Right. With that right to kill.
We have to do a law to protect us as well. So.
One of the things that I think that we need to do is once we have these situations with these officers, regardless of the skin color, their license and bond should immediately become revoked.
Right.
Any police association contribution that goes to the legal aid and representation of these officers should automatically be revoked. Because what happens is when these officers go to jail, they do get a financial, not an incentive to kill, but they get certain protections as if in the line of duty. That's why you have these conflicting stories that these officers give. Oh, we thought he had a gun. We thought he had this. We thought he had that. So now that gives them
the okay.
The support.
The safety, yes.
On paper. Oh, well, you thought your life was in danger. So immediately those funds start becoming processed for those officers. lawyers, the attorneys, everybody started getting involved in it then. And then come to find out that when you get to court, you watch the tape. Oh, no, that ain't what the tape said. Oh, man, say, man, you lied about it. But by then, the checks is already cut. See what I'm saying? So you end up with an officer like the one that was in George Floyd case not getting life. When clearly he murdered that man. Each one of these 5 police officers, including the one I know, should get that. That's murder. Right? But it seems like they only being charged with 2nd-degree murder, manslaughter, stuff that's not going to carry no real time. Right. But I guess the retribution going to come when you get to lockup. Because by the time you get to lockup, you there with everybody else that you done crossed out. At some point in time, that protective custody gonna run out. We gonna catch you in the bathroom. We gonna catch you on the yard. We gonna catch you somewhere. Right?
I guess what my thing is, this is not their first time doing this.
It's not. Common. No. It's just the first time
somebody
for
died.
them to get caught, right? And so what they do is they beat up people, and then after they beat up people, you know what I'm saying, you never really hear about it anymore until it's a payout. So I'm saying, but I think, you know, now that we have seen this pattern of occurring with law enforcement, the question still has to be, what is the citizen willing to do to make sure that this don't happen? Are we going to put this into the hands of more politicians who, you know, like I was saying earlier in the show, who feel these calls from these senior citizens and, hey, man, we need to get tougher on crime. We need to get tougher on crime. Well, you going to let them choose what to do to the officers who violate the law? You going to leave it up to them for the discipline? I think the citizens and the neighborhood, number one, should take over control of policing their own neighborhoods. Right. If that's what they're going to do.
But first of all, you got to get parents to start raising their kids. So
right.
It starts at home.
It got to start at the house.
It's a domino effect. It's a domino effect all the way around.
But you got people who are parents like us, you know, we tell our kids, if the police officer pull you over, you know, comply, you know, do what he tell you to do. But at that moment of time that your child is being accosted with the police, you're not there. So you trusted your kid to do the right thing. Okay, so then what's the right thing?
And you trust in law enforcement.
That kid is laying down on the ground. That kid is laying down on the ground, just like in the video that we just saw. Man, I am on the ground. What else do you want me to do? They say turn over. That's another command all by itself. Well, I don't want to turn over. Well, I'm going to break your arm if you don't turn over. See, now that police have done too much.
They've done too much.
The police have done too much when they put their hands on that young man.
Right.
That's doing too much.
Right.
Okay? Where was the supervisor? You violated his civil rights. You see what I'm saying? Just all kind of just nastiness happened. And I know that y'all not trained to violate civil rights.
Right.
You trained at takedown.
Right.
So do you sue that police officer? And even if you suing that police officer, how much is a life worth? It's a lot of unanswered questions that goes into this, but where do we start? Not just as a race now, because this ain't just happening to black people, man.
Well, no, we're just getting caught now. The tables has turned.
Right.
Now we're being exposed just like the white people were exposed.
Right.
Because we've been doing it all the time. I know for a fact we've been doing it all the time.
Right. And so if now the black officers is being caught up in this, you know what I'm saying, in this thing, people can no longer say, oh man, it's only the white racist police that's doing it. Now it's the black police that's doing it too. So now you have an issue with policing as a whole.
Yep.
A whole unit.
That needs to be addressed. Right. That's the dude I know, Emmett Martin, man.
In that pact that they have where officers look out for officers, officers protect officers at all times, that needs to die.
Right. But a lot of these officers are former military guys. And so that same oath and pact and brotherhood that they got there is going to spill over to the job. And then you have those officers that's married and have wife and family at home that's saying, I don't care what you have to do. Just make it back home to be safe every night. Well.
Well.
Well, I don't have to say I understand that comment because personally I do. But I don't want you killing nobody to give that to me.
You'll do whatever it takes to make it back home.
That's what I got to deal with now. I got to deal with all these eyes watching me.
Right.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, because the families,
That's right,
they
'cause
probably
the
going to be
people ain't
targeted.
Yeah, man, the families, man, they, you ain't heard no interviews from none of those former officers. You ain't heard no discussion from Derek Chauvin's wife other than she was divorcing him for that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She ain't signed no books. She ain't made no interviews. You ain't heard nothing from neither one of these five guys. Five guys. I want to have
So where's the officer that was in the first video?
Okay. First
That's
video.
right.
Check this out. Where was the other officers and why did you only focus on these five? Did you only focus on these five because they was the ones that actually did the beating? But check this out. If you watch the video from the beginning, guess what?
There was
more
more.
than five. The officer that snatched him out the car, he wasn't black. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we just analyzing. We detectives right now.
Just analyze everything.
Right.
Hey, man, y'all be careful out there, man. Y'all be safe out there, man.
Right. All right. Thanks for calling. All right. So you heard it. If you all have anything to say or you want to comment, please go ahead and give us a call. All right. We're about to get ready to end the show for today. But if you want to comment or you want to talk about it next week, please leave a comment on Facebook if you're on our Facebook Live, or if you're on Instagram or YouTube and you want to comment, please do so. We are getting our YouTube channel up and going. So if you want to follow us on YouTube, the Holistic Cannabis Show, please get ready to join us there. Our strain for the week, Mr. Henderson, go ahead.
Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies. And yes, that sounds like it'll make me hungry.
Yep. Girl Scout cookies is an indica-dominant hybrid marijuana strain made by crossing OG Kush with Durban poison. This popular strain is known for producing euphoric effects followed up by waves of full-body relaxation. One hit of Girl Scout cookies will leave you feeling happy, hungry, and stress-free. The strain features a robust THC level of 19%, and I guess that's what you were saying earlier in the show, 5% versus 19%. But guess what? If you got a card that you being seen in California, why not just go ahead and get you some of this from California? Because your card just means that you can't participate in that particular state's cannabis program. So why not get it from somewhere else?
Because you have to move to somewhere else. So traveling is expensive.
Then let's get it. Open up an LLC and business expensive. And it's best reserved for experienced cannabis consumers. Those with a low THC tolerance should take it slow with GSC, as the effects of the strain may be overwhelming. The high THC content in Girl Scout cookies is beloved by medical marijuana patients, right? Looking for a quick relief from symptoms associated with chronic pain, nausea, and appetite loss. Girl Scout cookies is famous for its pungent, dessert-like aroma, and flavor profile featuring bold notes of mint, sweet cherry, and lemon. The average price per gram of Girl Scout cookies is $11 a gram. The strain flowers into green and purple buds with fiery orange hairs. Girl Scout cookies have an average flowering time of 9 to 10 weeks, and is a fan favorite of home-grown enthusiasts. See? This strain has won numerous accolades and awards over the years, including a few cannabis cups. Because Girl Scout cookies has reached legendary status among the cannabis community at large, you can find many variations of this sought-after strain, including the mint. Mint Girl Scout cookies.
All right. Sounds like a real Girl Scout.
Dispensary.
All right. So thank you for that. We have some more things that we will want to discuss. So if you all will join us again next week, the same time at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, we have all things cannabis, the Holistic Cannabis Show. And until next week, we'll see you soon. Peace. Peace.